Hello. So for our group project, we made a movie review site called Totally Real Movie Reviews. So this is the homepage of our website, and as you can see, there's a lot of information being put on display here. What might first grab users' attention are these little movie posters. So these all correlate to entries into our movie table in our database. And if you hover over one, you can see that there's a title, an age rating, a genre, and a description about the movie. So let's see what happens if we click on one. This movie, titled Lord of the Things, has some more information on the movie page, like the director, starring actor, and the aforementioned genre, age rating, movie description. This is a generic movie page. This is so that we don't have to make a movie page for each movie in our database, which would be kind of ridiculous and not make your website very modular at all. Also, here at the bottom, kind of the heart of our website, is our review section. So this is where users can log in, leave a review about what they thought about the movie. So this user, Patman, gives Lord of the Things a 9 out of 10. And this user, Mr. Mark on the Rocks, he doesn't actually leave a review, he just leaves a comment. So here, up at the top, you can see that we have an average rating. So let's go to another movie like Simply in Process, and we can see that these two users, Sid the Squid gives a 5 out of 10, Patman gives Simply in Process an 8 out of 10. This gets computed up here as an average. The other one only had 9 because, well, it only had one rating. So this is actually a little bit more computationally, and it required a little bit of consideration because you also have to keep in mind, we only want the reviews in the review table that are for this specific movie in the movie table, and we only want to consider the reviews made by these users in this instance. So this is just an example of how we had to deal with the challenge of getting several attributes to match in order to display information in a meaningful way. At the bottom, you can see here that there's a place that we can post our own review, but we're not currently logged in, as is displayed here, so we're going to need to make our own registered user. So let's go to the register page. So let's go ahead and make our little user email, and we'll make a password. And I'll call the user, it's called test user. All right, so we've been registered. So it says here, welcome to Totally Real Movie Reviews. So the website has some rules. So if you wanted to check them out, let's go to the About page. Notice this opens up in a new tab because we don't want to interrupt the registration process. So there's just some rules about posting etiquette, like, don't use hate speech when making a review, some etiquette about no overposting. Go back to here, and this little picture informs us that, we can make our own profile page. So let's see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to click here to confirm our account, and we'll log in. Now the reason we don't just log in after registering is that you can go ahead and click this little Remember Me button in case you want to revisit this website. So we can just go ahead and set that little thing if we wanted to. All right, so as I was talking about before, if we click on a user who posts a review, like Sid the Squid, we're taken to a profile page. So I'll zoom in here. So this is just some information that the user themselves can fill out. So this person, for their favorite movie, they decided to say The Matrix is so cool. Or their favorite genre, they decided to say horror is the best. A little fun fact about them. So if we wanted to make our own little profile page, we just click on this little profile button. This takes us to our own profile page, and we can fill out some things. So let's fill out something. My favorite movie, I don't know, The Matrix. What favorite genre? Fantasy. Oops, fantasy. And a fun fact about myself, I am a tester. And submit. And of course, this is then going to reflect it. So when we make a review and somebody clicks on our profile name or our username, they'll be taken to our profile page. So let's actually make a review. So let's go to Assembly in Process again. Now that we're back here, you can see that we are now eligible to make a review. Before, it wouldn't make sense because we're not logged in. So let's enter a review. This movie looks kind of cool, so let's rank it kind of high. This director always has the best action scenes. Oh, that's what Patman already said. Let's say something else. I don't know. Great film. So we're going to enter a rating 1 to 10. So there's some error checking going on here because we don't want to leave a negative review, and we don't want to keep a review that's some outrageous number. So there's just a range here of 1 to 10 that you can select using this little slider. So I said it was a pretty great film, so let's give it a 10 out of 10. Note that there's a little link to the About page, which opens up again if you just wanted to make sure you're following posting etiquette. Notice how the average rating gets changed up above. Before it was about a 6.5, now it's about a 7.67. So that's just another example of how we have to reconsider data entries being made and adjust accordingly. If we were to go to the Switches movie before, which, as we saw, didn't have any reviews, we wanted to post something. So let's say, bad movie. And let's just give it a 1. We submit it, and average rating of 1, because, only 1 review, and now that data's changed. So, let's see, what else is there? Down here, this would be a good place to go next. So as you can see, we have a top 10 movies list, Explore Films list, and a TRMR's Total Real Movie Reviews most popular. So each of these are just another example of how we're accessing data in the table and displaying it in a meaningful way. So this is actually kind of interesting. So if you'll notice, all of these are all the movies that currently have a review. There's only 10 movies in the website. It was fun making these little posters and the descriptions, but we want to spend more time on the development process. So there's only 4 reviews here. You'll notice that it's ranked and recorded out of order of average movie score. So before it was 7.67, this is going to get displayed here. So 9 out of 10, 7.6 out of 10, 3 out of 10, 1 out of 10. So if you wanted to know what the best of all time movie was, you'd click up here and you'd be like, cool. I can make my own little comment. And like I said before, you can just say, I liked the beginning a lot. You can submit, and of course, we didn't leave a rating, so it just like Mr. Mark on the Rocks, it only displays what we had to say rather than a review, which of course doesn't affect the average rating at all. So this gets displayed in order. This little Explore Films panel over here, it's just a random grab bag of all the movies that we have. Usually it's just the top 10. It's only 10 movies out of the entire entry of the database. So every time we refresh it, it's just a random grab bag. So if you wanted to say explore something new, you'd say, I don't know, I want to check out 2001 and a White Space Odyssey. And it takes you to a new movie. This other panel over here, TRMR's most popular, is really just the most talked about movies. So if we went back to, Assembly in Process, and let's leave just a general comment like, loved the main actor. So if we go back to that little panel, you'll notice that it corresponds to which are the most talked about movies. If you wanted to see what was the most popular, what was the most being talked about, then you'd want to we rank it in terms of how many reviews/comments have been posted. And as you can see, for the movies that haven't been any reviews added, we're not going to add them to this list. And we know that this is correct because there's 4 entries over here, which correspond to the 4 entries over here of movies that have reviews made for them. Of course, there's some other little things you can do on our website, like you can go to this little account settings, which you can change your email, your password if need be, with the built-in ASP verification stuff. But in general, this is what our website has to offer. It was a really fun project, and we could really have some creative fun with all the art that we made. And that's it.